Thank you for coming on into the live and sharing your essence with me in this eternal moment of which we all share an inextricable and inexorable part. Thank you for doing your part, for coming on in each and every day, and we'll do the same without wasting a single second of your time. Bada bing, bada boom, we go. So we were talking about Bitcoin getting a little bit of a push down lower to the downside at that 38,888 level. We wouldn't put an alert on the live stream about that. And what do you know, it came down to that level and then bounced right back up. Still respecting the bearish trend-based fib levels and possibly coming lower. We have to look at the liquidity first. And what is the liquidity? Will people lock that liquidity into the charts without using a stop loss and let the market maker burn them to a crisp? And we get to see where those crispy characters are, so let's do it now. So as you see, there is a large amount, 600 million down towards 38.7. So there's a lot of open interest and leverage. There's still a high amount of open interest and some longs opening up here, so that they could come down to those for a double bottom event and still bounce off of this confluence of that one level, that 38.9 region. So we can remove this. I'd still like to see it hit that level again, but we'll take a look. So first, also by the way, sorry to miss the Asian stream. I was in bed sick. It turns out I have the coronavirus, so I was sleeping all day today. But yeah, I needed to stream at least once today, so let's do it. So we came down to the 618 of this diagonal pitch fan. We've had pricing for over a year. This also has this daily support level from over here that we needed to bounce off of, and we did. It was a point of control from this 2022 range. So not really getting that much interest, more or less people closing out their shorts. How do you know that? Well, you can see the net shorts closing here. These net shorts close, and it causes it to bounce. So this is going up from the shorts closing and not so much the longs being generated. There are longs being generated here on this pump up, and then they'll likely just come down onto these longs. So yeah, so let's go back to the liquidity here and see what was in the last 24 hours. So there was 45 million in some shorts, 32 million in shorts, 12 million in longs with BTC, and you had a bunch of shorts and longs for ETH and SOL, 35 million in the last 24 hours. You had some longs and shorts on ETH in the last 12 hours, mainly longs in the last 4 hours. And yeah, if you go to the heat map, you can see that there is more down below in the last 12. In the last 24 hours, we still have some more down below as well, the 38,574. That is also evident here. You can see the amount of leverage is more liquidity down below. And the 3-day. So there's still $1 billion down at that. It changed? Oh, okay, they closed it out. 600 million down at that 38,451 region. So there's more in that immediate region on the 3-month. If we go to the 6, Yeah, so coming back, possibly back down for a double bottom event, and let's go into the, oops. Okay, so we're respecting this 236 and the 65706 pretty well. We came back up to the 65 and rejected off of it. So coming back down for a double bottom event, we reclaimed this gap that we were talking about and the one level of the bearish trend-based fib. So let's go ahead and look at everything. Hey, what's up? Can you turn the music down a bit? The music was, my voice is kind of lower today because of I've fine-tuned the volume over the stream in the last year, so it used to be louder, but this is the, yeah, not gonna adjust it during the live stream, sorry. But yeah, so if we have this 0.65 we're coming to, we got rejected off of, and we're coming back down possibly to this double bottom event. One way to check the liquidity using a liquidation levels using ML application, set your threshold to 0.1 so you can see all of the liquidity and go to a 5-minute or lower time frame, and you can see where the open trades are. Come on, let's load. There we go. So there's clearly more to the downside, so it looks like we are coming to sweep this, all of these longs here, possibly coming down to that 38.3 and 39K. A lot of stacked ranges here. You see a lot of 100xers and 25 and 50xers stacked on top of each other. So it came up, got the shorts again, but it looks like we're coming slowly down to the stacked pool down at 39.3 ish. So those longs look like they're on the chopping block as of this moment in time. We will see. Okay, time to throw on our oscillator here. Link in the description for more. Scroll down to features, toggle everything at your leisure. You can see Bitcoin's bottom at 15K. Before we knew it was a bottom, and we saw the schematic, traced it, because this is what we see over and over again with the trend cloud, the baselines, stochastic array, and more dynamic alerts to your phone. So let's go ahead and take a look at that now. We'll go to the higher time frame, turn it on. Starting to get the cross up on the 6 hour. Let's go to the 3-day. The 3-day closes in 8 hours. We came all the way down to this adaptive and the cloud on the 3-day. We were talking about this cross down event on the 3-day since December, talking about how this would lead to a retrace, and it sure did. We were talking about it from back here and how those cross down events of the 3-day lead to downside. All right, so this will close out most likely bearish down here, reset some of the oscillators. You had some bearish divergence as well leading into this on the money flow and the RSI, getting the stochastic suppression by the Williams here on the 3-day. Coming to the daily time frame is getting suppressed by the Williams, but getting also oversold on the Williams and the money flow and the RSI beneath the 50 level. If we look at this curvature, we were talking about this curvature tapering from that 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock angle, getting this bearish retest on the daily. This was quite the retrace. And let's go see daily time frame starting to get reset here. $22 hour getting, you had some money flow disparity here. Money flow came above the RSI, got fatigued and some hidden bearish and dumped, and you're getting oversold on the Williams, and everything possibly setting up for a bounce on the 22 at some point. Do you come down and reclaim some of this liquidity first? Looks like you very well could. And looking at the 12 hour has a cross-up event of the baselines. Does the 12 hour give you that special push to the upside? Starting to get a Williams cross here on the 12. Looking at the 6, also getting a cross-up event with 6 time frames oversold. Kind of getting overbought here without really going higher. Coming to the 4 hour. 4 hour time frame is getting overbought. Money flow beneath the RSI, suggestive of the money flowing up to the RSI. Clouds still bearish on the 4 hour as well. Coming to the hourly. So we got above the hourly cloud here, and the cloud is starting to shift, but we're getting a cross down event on the baselines here on the hourly, suggesting that you come back down to kiss the cloud of sorts and come up from there. We already saw on the lower time frame that there's some stacked liquidity down there too. So it's possible that we are coming lower for a double bottom event. Okay, yeah, in order to change the music and stuff, I'd need to go into the settings. All right, so so that stacked short pool looks like a stacked long pool down here. Looks like we could come down to that cloud. Do we come even further down? You do have that liquidity down all the way to stacked into that 38.7. Even 38.7 down here has more long liquidity than short liquidity, stacked up nicely. So we got above that hourly cloud, but we have yet to do a double bottom event here on the 6 hour, and that V-shaped was pretty lackluster, and that was mainly shorts closing at that level we talked about. So life is there is a light at the end of the tunnel. We do have those cross up events of the 12 and the 6 that look like if they hold these baselines, if they get bought back on the 12-hour time frame mitigation wick, we could be seeing upside from this next drop down. So one thing to do would be to draw a fib from this impulse here and see that 38,995, so basically 39k. Do you get another stab at that 38,888 region? We'll go ahead and add another alert there at 38,888. Do we come back to this level and bounce off that 786? Let's go to NQ really quick. Hold on one second. My cat is a bit weird at night. Okay, so let's go to Dixie and NQ. So Dixie is dropping lower out of this channel. We were saying it would come down to that gap. It did. Dixie starting to push down lower. Giving the risk on assets some run for their money. This is Forex Factory. What was in the news today? We have a Bank of Canada press conference in 10 minutes, so there's a red folder coming soon. We also have some Tesla aftermarket earnings. There's some earnings today for Tesla, which will send the Nasdaq up even higher by the looks of it. So the dollar looking to reprice down lower. You do have a gap down here. We didn't yet come down to. And going into this so they recovered all of those levels, so we're going to take this trend-based fib and do another one from here. Impulse, retrace, projecting into the zone. So deviation level confluence up here. At 18. So looking to go bullish on the NQ. You had some funny business going into the open, and then they pivoted and double bottomed up. Okay, so if Nasdaq wants to go up, Bitcoin generally does the inverse for whatever reason. So people invest, if Bitcoin's not moving, they move their profits and assets into the NQ now that there's a CME Bitcoin too. So we're entering into this silver bullet time now. Let me show you how this works on the NQ scalping mode. So what we do is we flip this to the light version of Momentum Master, and then you can kind of see, for example, there was some bullish divergence on this Optima here in a money bag leading into the open, and you would have been able to take this continuation idea up using the Momentum Master Optima, which is a sub 1 minute time frame averaged RSI, money flow, all that fun stuff. So you would have seen this money flow divergence, all this divergence leading to the upside here on NQ. It's NQ tailored, so it would not work necessarily on the Bitcoin, which is why we don't use that on the Bitcoin. All right, so we're gonna wrap it up in a nutshell here and just bid you adieu. I wanted to stream at least once today and see what's going on. It did do our projection. If you go back to yesterday's stream, basically I predicted everything within the whatchamacallit, the where is it? 1 day ago here. So basically we said it would come down to that 38,888 and then come back up and then come back down. And what do you know, we did exactly that. We basically did the exact thing I was talking about. I said we would come down, come up, and then start to retrace. So this entire thing coming up to like 40,500, that 6.5 rejection, and then we came up and rejected off of that exactly. So let's see if we can predict where it will be for Asia Open. Hopefully I can stream on the regular schedule next time. So they're giving this insinuation of going up while at the same time inducing some longs here, and the long liquidity is showing that it wants to get on the chopping block here. So coming down into that liquidity down below, there's slightly more down to the downside than the upside here in the immediate time frame. And you have that hourly cross down event. So seeing this come back down to a level here and come back to kiss the cloud on the hourly. That's what we are looking to see, a double bottom event. So even though we are getting some volume here with no follow through, they're getting the cross down event, and looks like we will come down to the cloud and kiss the cloud. If not, come down to the 706 and come to our level here again, 38,888 for a double bottom buyback mitigation wick coming to those levels. Yeah, right there at that 818 region is a large amount of liquidity there. So 514 million to take back there. So that's it, basically coming down, breaking the 786 at 39,908, coming back down to the 1 at 38,909 slash the 786 of this impulse for a possible bounce into Asia or the daily candle close. But right now you're probably going to be inducing the New Yorkers into entering a long prematurely, and then they will get wrecked. So the longs are on the chopping block, so I would be thinking of shorting this to the downside, at least to here. Okay, and that is my story, and I'm sticking to it. There's just more liquidity juice down here. So do they come down into this level or not? And then that will be leading into the 6 o'clock zone. You get into that CME closing area and then possibly bounce up from there. And that's it. We'll take any questions if you have any. That was yesterday's projection. It was pretty on point. Okay. All right, guys. I had a fever of 30. What was it? 39.6. Oh man, 39.6 degrees in Fahrenheit. I don't even know Fahrenheit anymore. So I had like 103 temperature earlier today. So I'm a little bit under the weather. So hopefully everything is okay. You're doing all right. So this basically coming down to this 786 level for double bottom confluence region again. You had some lackluster buybacks. It was basically the shorts closing out as per the showing of this here. You see the shorts were opening and then they closed out, and that caused the bounce. So the bounce that came up here was from shorts closing, not longs opening. So the longs are opening after in this region, so the longs are going to get wrecked when they come back down again. All right, so that is my story, and I'm sticking to it. So thank you for coming on into the live and sharing your essence with me in this eternal moment of which we all share an inextricable and inexorable part. Thank you for doing your part, for coming on in each and every day, and we'll do the same, bringing the fire, the accuracy, the precision, all that fun stuff, and we'll catch you on the flip side.